brewed tea. Goes down smooth and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It's time for a new era of Lakers talk on ESPN LA.
What's up, ball knowers? It's your favorite Lakers Southern reporter, Mike Trudell.
Right now.
All right, let's do it. Welcome to a new chapter of Lakers Talk on ESPN LA, your home of Lakers basketball.
It's time for a new era of Lakers Talk on ESPN LA.
Lakers Talk now weekly with the one and only Mike Trudell.
1, 2, DJ, let's go.
You see him on Spectrum Sportsnet on the sidelines covering our Lakers. And now you can call in and talk to him every week on ESPN LA.
Mike Trudell giving us all the insight, all the Lakers conversation you can crave. Plus, he's taking your reaction on the phones, on social media, and of course, maybe on that YouTube chat. Jack.
2 hours of talking purple and gold.
The radio home of Mike Trudell is the radio home of Lakers basketball. ESPN LA. Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Now live from the epicenter of sports in the Southland, LA Live, right across the street from Crypto.com Arena. Here he is, the one and only Mike Trudell.
Hello and welcome to Lakers Talk. Now, I want to say starring Chris McGee, because until Morales gets you in the imaging.
Yeah, we just had this discussion.
And it's coming
with Christopher.
I mean, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, I of course, tuned into the morning show.
Yeah.
Today, hopped on the YouTube chat for a moment.
Which you'll be on tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be on that the next 2 days.
Morning show, yeah.
With Cappy. And, yeah, he talked about it. Yeah, I wasn't on the air, but I was listening, and it got me, I'm not going to lie to you, it got me excited.
Okay.
For a moment. So I think it's coming at some point. We're in August almost. Next week when I'm solo ride.
It's Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell and
Maybe.
Chris McGee.
Yeah.
But right now it's Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell featuring and starring Chris McGee. Chris, I asked you a question earlier today.
Yep.
I was trying to figure out when's the last time that you were genuinely surprised. And the answer that you gave me, I'll be honest, was a little depressing.
Yeah, it's a little dark.
It's
I went to
dark.
a dark place.
Yeah. But what is it?
So I thought about that because you asked me, when's the last time you were, kind of shocked or surprised? And I couldn't really think of anything in the last 5 or 6 years. I was like, oh, when your kids are born, the surprise or, whatever. But I came down to this. It was March 13th, 2020, the day everything kind of shut down with COVID. And I said I was so surprised and shocked and shook because I was actually on air. It was the night after the Brooklyn game, right? And you and I were at that game.
Yeah.
We were doing our show from there. And we were on air, live, 7 to 8, just doing our regular show when it was a non-game night.
So it's you at Spectrum. It's probably James Worthy. Or was he not there?
No, it's a non-game night. So it was like Brez and somebody else.
Okay,
and I'm trying to remember who it was.
An off night.
And we were in the middle of the first segment. And producer started hey, you got to check this video out. And it's Mark Cuban kind of finding out, Rudy Gobert, all that stuff, got COVID. And all of a sudden, you see the league shut. Adam Silver comes out and says, we're shutting down the league. And we were on air live. So we kind of fumbled through that hour-long show. And I'll never forget, we all gathered in the newsroom. And our boss, AJ Ponsiglione, said, listen, let's go tape this show and we'll run it because we got to be a little more buttoned up with the news and what happened. And then I guess we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We'll kind of keep you posted on what's next. And that was a big surprise and a big shock because I really didn't know if I still had a job or if we were ever going to have a league. And it was so much unknown. So that was kind of the last time I was really surprised.
Oh, the reason I asked is obviously to get into LeBron James going to Philadelphia. And I'll tell you
different situation than the one I'm talking about.
I mean, to me, I thought you might go with when USC called and offered your daughter a full ride.
Oh,
but
that would have been a good one.
But you were expecting, not necessarily you weren't counting on it you were kind of, I don't know, praying or you were manifesting that might happen, but you couldn't count on it until it happened.
Because June 15th is the day that they can talk to you. I had sources and people telling me that they were going to, call. So I knew the call was coming, but I didn't know the offer.
Okay.
was coming. So you're right. Yeah, that was a great, and that's
more of an uplifting.
That was an uplifting, and I wish you would have maybe in the green room told me about that one. Come out with that instead of just going dark and heavy to lead off. Talk.
We brought it back, but this is so. I was thinking we had this show last week. We've been doing it for the last couple of weeks, and I have been pretty steadfast, at least for what made sense to me as somebody that was around it a lot last year, as were you. That at first it was the Lakers, and then as it appeared that it wasn't going to be, I thought maybe Golden State. And Philly, I understood Philly from the basketball standpoint. I didn't quite get it from just the larger context until thinking about it later. But I was surprised when that came in because just a brief background into our mornings over at the Trudell household. In the summer, there are some nights or some mornings, I should say, where I will stay in bed for the boys will wake up no later than 7, period. At least one of them, usually all three, are up at 6:45, but 7 is the absolute.
So
latest.
You sleep in maybe birthday, Father's Day.
But it's
Tops.
never. So there's never a sleep. I wake up at 7, period. But I can sometimes fall back asleep, right? And in this case, so I wake up at 7. Sometimes I'll help Riggs with breakfast a little bit, but usually, they'll put on the TV. Maybe one of them grabs the iPad, depending on if they're in trouble that day or not, and whatever. And in this case, I did fall back asleep. And so Annie, I get kind of like a poking out. What time was it? Maybe 8 or something in the morning when it comes through. And she goes, LeBron's going to Philly. And I was genuinely surprised. And then I looked at my phone, and Lindsay had texted me. And so Annie immediately, she pulled up the ESPN LA app, put on the show. You were on.
I was on.
You were already on.
Morales literally broke news as I was about to get into Rams Revealed. I had just joined the show.
Trudell, is that the first time your wife ever broke NBA news to you?
I think it might have been, honestly, because usually I'll have my phone right there, right, and I'm getting the alerts.
Usually you get
an
alert or something, or someone texts.
And I was like, Philly, and then as she said it, and by the way, DeAndre has some Philly ties with the Eagles, but I mean, since you're a Laker guy, it's like. You're not like that with the Sixers.
Right?
No,
not at all. Not with the Sixers.
Okay.
Only the Eagles. Strictly Eagles.
You're just riding with the green.
Just riding with the green.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. So, but as she told me, and I honestly feel the same way now. We've had all of this time to reflect on it, and we'll break it down maybe in the next segment. By the way, Kevin O'Connor coming up at 6:30. Dave McMenamin coming up at 7 o'clock to talk about why he specifically engineered this. He's a Philly boy, so he's going to explain himself. But I honestly really do like it. I really do like that. I think it's good for the league. I think it's fun. Do you have an instant reaction, Geeter?
Well, I said this today on the Spectrum show as well, and I didn't really have that reaction when I talked to Cappy and the fellas that morning. I was surprised and then a little disappointed in myself because I actually had them 4th on the list of 4. I kept flip-flopping back between Golden State and Cleveland. And for a while I was on that it's never going to be Cleveland because the family doesn't want to move their kick. And then it's got to be a Golden State. And then I was in on Miami a little bit. And I knew Philly basketball-wise made sense, but I kept thinking of the history of it too much. When I got a time to really read up on it, relax, see his tweet, and it hit me like it was a basketball decision. It's not about happiness. It's not about family. It's not about money, obviously. It's about winning and trying to be in the best situation. And what makes the most sense to me, Mike, is this. Golden State's fun. You're playing with your boys. You're not doing anything.
Right.
Cleveland, you've already hit the pinnacle. You've gone to the mountaintop.
I already told that story.
Anything else is not gonna touch that.
No, don't
and
change
then
that.
Miami, you won 2 there. You had a great 4 years in terms of 4 finals. You went 2-2. Let that sit. The only one that made sense when I thought about it was Philly. New fan base. Have not won a title since 1983. If he doesn't win a title, they still haven't won one, right? If they win, now all of a sudden you're making history there, and everyone's so excited for him to be there. So that now makes sense. So I was a little disappointed in myself that I didn't have them. And I told this to Allie today, too, who's, covered LeBron forever. I was like, every time. Allie Clifton. Every time I try to guess something about LeBron, whether he's playing, not playing, going here, going there. I've been wrong. So I might as well just stay out of it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I came to you for your thoughts.
Yeah.
Coming up next, I'm going to give you a little bit more on what I think. And then ESPN came out with the power rankings. Okay, where do they put Philly? Where do they put the Lakers? How does LeBron's presence in Philly and not in L.A. impact those power rankings? We'll get to that. And then I mentioned KOC, national writer and reporter and analyst at Yahoo, and then McMenamin coming up at 7. Big Lakers talk today with Mike Trudell and Geeter, ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
Yeah, my daughter yesterday, she came home and she brought in like this giant challah. And then she made challah French
bread.
toast.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Challah French toast.
What's challah?
Like, it's not like challah. It's more like challah. So it's like a Jewish style bread, like a big loaf of bread.
And the
man.
challah is a big deal for the
Yeah.
holidays.
It's kind of like
it looks like a trenza. It looks like a trenza, but it's bread. That's what it is.
I was going to describe it a little differently than a trenza. I was going to describe it looks more like a football. You know, it looks like a football in a plastic bag.
Laces the football, right?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
got it.
She actually put Nutella on the French
so,
toast.
Fergie, that's
Ooh.
not kosher.
Sure.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I don't think it's not.
Did you put butter on it, though?
I did put a little butter on the French toast.
Was it kosher
Yeah.
butter?
No,
I don't know. It was Lando Lakes. I don't know.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
So count on peace of mind. Count on Jacob. Here's what I mean. 800-345-6789. Mace, you just count to 9.
Exactly. Count on a plan. Count on a team that moves fast. Count on Jacob.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
The radio home of Mike Trudell is the radio home of Lakers basketball.
Welcome to a new chapter of Lakers Talk on ESPN LA, your home of Lakers basketball. Lakers Talk now weekly with the one and only Mike Trudell.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Once again, back to Lakers Talk and back to Mike Trudell.
All right, thanks, Miles. Welcome back to Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell and Chris Peter McGee. By the way, I spotted Morales in the other room.
Yeah.
He's always welcome to come and join us if you would like.
He loves a little Lakers talk.
He does like to talk about the Lakers.
He likes the LeBron free zone.
I mean, I was in the camp, and we talked about this with Cappy on the morning show a couple of times last week. Basically, whenever you're not on, right? Then they'll come
Next
to me.
two mornings, Mike Trudell. Get up and listen.
If you're not available, then sometimes Chris will call me, and I understand. Frankly, I mean, I'm the biggest Skeeter fan there is. So, Cappy's his whole position on the LeBron thing is I'm annoyed by it. This is before he made the selection, but I'm not bored of it. And I had kind of had the opposite position where I was like, I don't really want to keep opining on where and what. But once he makes the decision, then the NBA fan in me becomes very interested.
Yeah, I was ready for it to
You know what I'm
happen.
saying?
I got to be honest. I was done kind of like guessing where he was going to go. So I'm happy that it's in the review mirror. And yes, we do have to talk about it. Can I give a quick shout out?
Please.
So I'm at Disneyland, by the way, on Saturday. Thank you for kind of teaching me the way.
Happy to do that.
Whole family was nice. We had my older daughter home for a few days.
Happy to hear that.
And I'm in line, Indiana Jones.
Okay, yeah.
And guy says, Gator. I turn around, meet him. We start chatting, and we start talking Lakers. And that's what I love about Laker fans. You could be in a 30-minute line. By the way, lines weren't that bad on Saturday. I thought it was going to be awful. It was actually fine. I'm a real big fan of the single rider and the whole Lightning deal, man. You got to do that if you go. It's a great deal. Anyway, but breaking down Lakers, we did it the whole way. All the all the signings, everything.
Sure, going through all
but
that.
I just love that about Lakers. That's what I love about being a Lakers
Is he
fan.
pro or is he up or down on Kuminga?
I'm trying to remember if we talked about. Yeah, listen. I think if I recall, and I don't want to speak for Jason, but I've had to talk about Kuminga a lot. I feel like, and it was funny. We had Bobby Marks on, Travis and DeMarco and Travis on Friday, and Bobby's like, I think Kuminga sent Wendy on vacation, like just the intrigue, right? Like,
Wendy was sick of it.
Intrigued, for sure. Early on, I also felt like the window to get him was when they traded DeAndre Ayton. I feel like that ship has sailed, right? Just for me right now. The intrigue is there just because I'm looking at the starting five, and I am intrigued with the athlete. I'm intrigued with the upside, but there are question marks. Obviously, I know people in Golden State. I know people in Atlanta. So, just trying to do your own homework. I think if he became a Laker, I would do a deeper dive. Like, I kind of want to know where is his mindset? Is he about getting the most money and getting points or does he want to work within the team framework and try to win a championship, being a piece and like doing the things you need to do when you play alongside a guy like Luka Doncic and AR.
Yeah.
You're not eating first. The numbers are not what matters, right? Like, you got to mold yourself after an OG, right? Be that dog that helps you win games. And then when it's time, become the man.
Yeah, I'm more nay than yay on that. We'll probably get to that later in the show. To just close out the LeBron to Philly discussion and to bring in how this fits into the context of the Lakers. All right, so ESPN had, this is a collection of maybe 6 or 7 writers, right? I guess it's like close to 10. Some of them are buddies, right? Some of them, I think McMenamin's in there, right? Tim McMahon, our buddy Ben Golliver, who comes on Lakers Talk all the time, and then some other guys, right? Yeah. And it's, OKC, San Antonio, that's not a shock. New York, number 3. They had Denver 4th, which I think is way too high. Like, I get Jokic, but they lose Hardaway, they lose Valanciunas, they have to overpay now, and like to keep what I thought was a very tactical offer sheet from Oklahoma City for Spencer Jones, and that's putting them in the second apron.
By the way, what a move by Sam Presti, kind of forcing the hand of Denver that puts you into the only team in the NBA above the second apron.
No, dude. I mean, and now it's
and
like,
what about Peyton Watson
that's the
too?
thing.
Like, what's happening there?
How can they possibly keep Peyton Watson?
That's a guy I love.
And now they're going to have to probably get rid of him. So anyway, that's too high for them. But they had Philly 5th, and let's see. I think that's a fair spot for Philly. Honestly, I would put them ahead of Denver right now. And the question remains about Joel Embiid, but like, they not only are they stacked, they just bring in KCP. He's the first kind of veteran that gets waived.
I thought that was a good move.
I like that. So the Lakers on this list, and we'll talk about this more later in the show, they have all the way down at 11. And this is below, let me read you the rest of the top 10. They have
Minnesota 7, I want to say.
Detroit 6, Minnesota 7, Cleveland 8, Boston 9, Houston 10. Now, I don't know.
Give me 12, 13, and 14, just so the people know.
Okay, Miami 12, Toronto 13, Atlanta 14, and then Indy 15. And Orlando 16, by the way. I
actually think Indy deserves a little more respect, but because of where they came from last year and not knowing the health of guys, I think they're going to be a good, solid team. But Mike, I mean, the Lakers were the 6th best record in the league last year, basically a game away from 5, right, with Denver. I feel like that sliding scale between, 4 all the way to 13. I really don't know where those teams are going to lie because, to be honest with you, there's new pieces everywhere. I mean, I don't know what Minnesota is going to look like without Julius Randle and Naz Reid and what LaMelo looks like next to Ant-Man, right? Lakers pivoted, complete new direction. I think that's what excites me about this team is it's going to be a new style of basketball played in LA with a whole new team, basically. So I'm intrigued by that, right? Pass, dribble, shoot guys all over the place for JJ.
The biggest contextual piece here, and this is, of course, relevant to LeBron's decision, is LeBron himself. And the Lakers basically have a LeBron-sized hole in that starting front court spot. And so that part of the kind of the outside skepticism, which, let's be honest, it's always going to be a little higher for the Lakers or the Cowboys or the Yankees, the kind of glamour teams, right, the media members that we're very friendly with, they don't want to be the one that's high on the Lakers, right? They want to be the one that's a little bit lower, if anything. Because
we're used to this, by the way.
Because all the other fan bases then of the city, wherever that reporter is from, are going to get pissed if you put the Lakers high. Like, so we get how it works. But like,
can I just say something? In 2019, we were told by experts who you and I have seen in this business for years, tell us that the Lakers weren't going to make the playoffs. And I thought that was the most asinine thing I'd ever heard in 2019.
Yeah, I mean, that's just insane. That team was so loaded from a talent perspective, and obviously we saw they went.
But you
went on to
remember
win the title.
guys saying, experts saying that they weren't going to make the playoffs. You want me to name them?
I don't even. Yeah. Tell me.
Boston guys.
Tell me
Bill
offline,
Simmons,
and then we'll
for sure. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah. Tell me. And so I get the love for Philly, and I'm kind of right there. And I would put them in the tier with New York as the top Eastern Conference tier, and that's above the next tier, which would include, in some order, the ESPN has it: Cleveland, Boston, Miami, Toronto, Atlanta, Indiana, like all those teams, and Orlando, by the way, all those teams that are good, but we're not quite sure how good yet. And then it drops off all the way down to Charlotte. And for the Lakers, as we've discovered, or we've discussed in previous Laker talks, they're in that mix with Denver, with Houston, with Minnesota. Some people would put Utah in. I think that's silly too. They're in the play-in mix for me right now. Like, yes, they're going to be much better than they were last year, but they won 22 games last year. They weren't trying to win. But like the range is, the tiers this year are bigger than in years past.
I have Utah as, I always like to look at a young team that I think is on the rise, and is this the year that they can jump the line and get into the playoffs? And we've seen it with OKC, San Antonio. We knew they were coming. Memphis did it and then fizzled out. Sacramento had their 1 year where they got a 3 seed, gone, right?
Yeah.
Like, is Utah the team that at least makes the play-in this year?
Yeah.
Or are the Mavs going to flirt with that?
I think they're.
Do you believe in New Orleans? I just
No.
never can understand New Orleans.
Yeah,
I
don't
like them
believe in New
all,
Orleans.
but I just don't know if like they are going to put it together. But they do have some young talent there.
They're compelling. Like, they're interesting, but then they always turn into a disaster.
And is Portland now with Ja? Are they a team that stays in the playoffs? Do they take a jump up or back?
Or
what were they, 8 this year but got in?
Like, and it's just such a weird team because they've got a bunch of point guards and a bunch of bigs, and then 2 wings who are both good, but that's it. Just the wing, and it's Avdia and it's Kamara, and like that's it.
To
it's
me,
just
why
a
I
weird
liked
team.
that team was the ball was in Denny Avdia's hands. Now I
Yeah.
think it goes out of his hands, which I
4
think is
point
good
guards.
for the rest of the league because he's a stud.
All right, so these are some of the questions that we can discuss from a national.
What does DeAndre think? Like,
perspective? Well,
like, what's he doing? Like, what do you think the Lakers should be?
We're going to hear from DeAndre.
Yeah.
Actually, well, DeAndre, you know what, DeAndre, I want to hear from you, but we got to get out of here because we got Kevin O'Connor coming
It's
up
all
next.
good. I'll give you guys my thoughts on the other
Yeah,
side.
I kind of want to know where you
I
think
got you.
Lakers should be in the power rankings.
Hold those takes.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, hold off till like 6:45.
Yeah, write them down.
Got
All right.
you.
We're coming back with Yahoo's national analyst, Kevin O'Connor. Coming up next on Lakers Talk.
Mason in Ireland.
What is John thinking about LeBron going to Philly?
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
I think they're going to be absolutely loaded. If they stay healthy, I think they're going to win 55 or more games. And I now think they're the team to beat in the East. I don't know if they're good enough to beat San Antonio or Oklahoma City or maybe a surprise rising team out of the West like the Lakers or Denver or Houston, but I think they're going to win the East. What do you think?
I think they are going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals and could very well beat the Knicks. That would be a great Eastern Conference Finals, by the way. John, this has a super team kind of look to it. Those 5 starters, if you count Embiid being healthy, that is a dynamic starting lineup. Now, I would imagine that it's going to take some time.
Mason in Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
Football season is back, and ESPN LA and Waba Grill have your chance to win. Tune in to the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show the week of August 3rd for the Waba Grill Trivia Question of the Day. Be caller number 7 with the correct answer, and you'll score a $50 Waba Grill gift card. Every daily winner is automatically entered into Friday's random drawing for an unforgettable VIP game day experience. Listen all week on ESPN LA. Waba Grill, an LA original.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The personalities you know.
This season, considering how the hell it went, not a failure. They missed LeBron for the first 14 games. He had no preseason. They lose Austin for 5 weeks. Then he eventually comes back.
The personalities you know, the teams you love, the station you spend time with every day. LA's mega sports station. ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM, on the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
All right, welcome back to Lakers Talk. Mike Trudell and Chris McGee with you on ESPN 710. Funchy's going to get KOC on the line momentarily. DeAndre, Geeter asked, and I feel like I can't just put you on the bench like this. So go, just answer his question. Give us some of the takes. Let's hear it.
Get buckets.
Look, man, I think Lakers sitting at 11 is reasonable. It's fine. With the acquisitions that they made, getting Walker Kessler, getting Quentin Grimes, getting Colin Sexton, getting Mamu, they're fine acquisitions. They're not ones that all of a sudden is going to make the Lakers contenders. So I think them sitting at 11, it's fine. Now, I mean, I think the biggest concern with those power rankings is that seeing like a team like Denver ahead of them, like really, like Denver made no moves, and I feel like their team has kind of been stale over the course of these past couple of seasons. I know you still got a guy like Jokic, you still got a guy like Jamal Murray. They're always going to put Denver ahead of the leaderboards, but I don't know. I feel like maybe they're a little bit too high on as far as looking at it in totality. Who's in front of the Lakers?
You know what's interesting about that, DeAndre? I feel like since Denver's won the title, what have they done in the playoffs? Yet for some reason, because you're in that market, and listen, I'm a huge Josh Kroenke guy. You guys know that. I love what he has done in Denver, but they've kind of flown under the radar in terms of the criticism, right, of being knocked out early, and the play of Jamal Murray and all of that goes into it. So it is interesting to see, that they are still, because of Jokic and because they've done it, that they still put them at 4.
And then also seeing like Minnesota ahead of them. Like Minnesota lost Naz Reid. I mean, they lost Julius Randle, and then to replace that, they get LaMelo Ball. But do we really know what kind of version of LaMelo Ball the Timberwolves are going to get? I know that he's a point guard that the Timberwolves are looking for to get the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands, but can we really rely on, can Anthony Edwards fully rely on LaMelo Ball? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and here's the thing with Minnesota, Mike, your native team. They are good in the playoffs. And even though they were dinged up this year, they fought hard with San Antonio. And there is something about that team where they can kind of navigate a season and really not look great at times, but then get into the playoffs, and they do have a little bit of another gear. Now, they haven't done anything with it yet. They've gotten the Western Conference Finals. That's something. I take that back, but they've yet to get over that mountaintop. So I think that's why people still believe in that team, because they've seen it a little bit in the playoffs in terms of getting to the semis or maybe even the finals of the Western Conference.
All right, now, a good buddy of ours, Kevin O'Connor, senior NBA analyst at Yahoo Sports since 2024, is going to join us now. KOC, I didn't realize, just because time flies in the NBA, how long ago you left us here in LA. So I felt like we're always trying to go find a time to get a dinner, and then I texted you one time, and I was like, oh, wait, you moved back to Boston like 3 years ago. So you're back on the East Coast.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen him in a while.
How much do you miss me and Chris McGee out here on the West Side?
Well, I mean, I miss a lot about LA. I miss the Hollywood Farmers Market. That's one thing I miss every single Sunday morning. That's a big thing I miss. But, yeah, lots I miss about LA, including seeing friends like you guys at Lakers games.
What would you say, how many reasons are there that LA is better than Boston? Like, do you want to list any of those now, or do you want to try to do it later in the show?
The weather's better, for sure. That's one thing. The food is better.
Okay, weather and food, good, two good things.
The amount of people from around the world is quite amazing as well, and creatives everywhere. So, yeah, I quite enjoyed my time in L.A., and it's bittersweet to leave.
KOC, that's the way to answer that question. Keep it simple. Hit the big dogs. Weather, food, diversity. By the way, KOC, listen, our YouTube chat absolutely loves LeBron talk, so we're going to start right there. As you can imagine, Laker fans ready to move on, but we're just going to jump right into it. Did you have Philly? I know you had them in your top 4, but where did you have them in terms of your pecking order on where he might land?
Well, I mean, look, personally, I wanted him to choose something new. So that's what I was personally rooting for, was for Minnesota, Philly, or Golden State. That's what I wanted to happen. But everybody I would talk to around the league would say, oh, it's going to be Cleveland. Oh, it's going to be Miami. And that's what all the intel was, and that's fairly what people were betting on with the prediction markets and everything else. That's what everybody expected. So Philly did come as a surprise in that regard, but ultimately, like, there were some people you talked to around the league, and I know Windhorst said this as well, that said it seems like LeBron's got kind of an itch for something new. But that kind of, pushed back against some of the stuff I had heard in the past. I remember a few years ago talking to somebody from Clutch, and I said, hey, would LeBron, go to another team? Nobody's ever won 4 rings with different franchises. And they said, I mean, it's a lot of risk to leave. And ultimately, I think LeBron, you look at what he said, this isn't about family. It's not about money. It's about winning. He is taking that risk and leaving for a team that, who knows, like it might be a disaster or it might be something amazing. It's hard to know. There's a lot of upside and a lot of downside going to a city like Philadelphia with their rabid fan base.
Yeah, for sure. And Kevin, I said this on your show earlier this week, or I guess that was last week now. It's maybe the one place where he can go that has the basketball fit, and then also the kind of the new fresh thing where he can come in there and fans are going to welcome him to an incredible degree, and then also he's not going to get all of the blame if they don't win the title. So it really is a nice match on that front. So it all makes sense. I'm from an NBA League Pass perspective, I'm excited to have him as like one of the East Coast games, right? As we're warming into the day at 4 p.m. out here. So I'm happy about it overall, while acknowledging that it does not help the Lakers from a basketball standpoint to not have LeBron playing on a minimum contract.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think for the NBA, it'll be, I know they're probably going to have the maximum amount of national TV games. And as you said, those 4 p.m. start times for West Coast people who still want to watch LeBron James before the nightcapper, especially for Laker fans based in Los Angeles. It's definitely going to be nice to have him back east for that reason, for sure.
KOC, going to the Lakers side of things, just your overall thoughts on the offseason moves. I mean, that really signaled that they were, going in a different direction, especially with other guys as well, Rui and Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard and trading DeAndre Ayton and LeBron going to Philly, that they were on a new path. What moves kind of stuck out to you and ones that you like, and just overall what you think of the Lakers moves?
I mean, I think this is really going to be the first time we see what the Lakers version of the Mavericks had looked like around Luka Doncic. And Luka, of course, with some, very good rosters, don't get me wrong, but with flaws, got to a Western Conference Finals, got to an NBA Finals. And so I think for the Lakers, as long as Luka looks something like that guy we saw in the latter half of the season, where it was truly, I think, better than he's ever been in his entire career at that moment, if you get that version, you always have a chance. And so I think for the Lakers, the fact that they are going forward with those intentions of building around him, I think with Luka, you're just betting on health. And you're betting on the fact that him and Austin Reeves can continue growing together. And so I think really what stuck out to me is the continued investment in Austin Reeves as a number 2. And obviously earlier in the year, we saw him at a moment in time, I think it was maybe December. I was like, well, if we're doing all NBA teams today, Austin Reeves would be on it. And so if the Lakers had those 2 guys as their top 2 guys, the investment in Austin Reeves by virtue of the other moves they made, that could be like the best offense in basketball and be one of those offenses that's the best offense by far.
All right. As we look around the rest of the league, KOC, what excites you the most? What annoys you the most? I want you to this kind of dealer's choice here. Where is the thing what has your basketball attention now as we enter the dead zone here for the next month and change?
I think it's how much better the Eastern Conference is. On my pod on Monday, I did a little thing with like tiers, early tiers. Obviously, we'll see if Kawhi Leonard is indeed traded to the Raptors and all that. But looking at the East, I think there's, two teams in tier one, the Sixers and the Knicks, and then there's probably 6 teams in the second tier. Miami with Giannis now, and Halliburton back, hopefully healthy for the Pacers, and still the Celtics being there despite the Tatum trade, in my opinion, at least. And I think the Eastern Conference, just how deep it is and how many good quality teams there are. And whereas the West, I think it's San Antonio and Oklahoma City. And then after that, I think there's a lot of teams that could come close to joining that tier. I think the Lakers are one of those teams that certainly could. Denver can obviously get back in it as well. But I don't feel like the West has quite as many teams as the Eastern Conference does, at least for now. I mean, because with the Kawhi thing, we'll see how that plays out. But the fact the East has closed the gap so much is certainly going to make it a very interesting season, especially with the draft relegation rules now at the bottom of the standings that deter teams from being so bad. I think this is going to be a year quite uniquely where most teams are going to be trying to compete. And that's going to make for, I think, a lot of good competition over the course of the full regular season. And I'm excited for that.
KOC, there is one more name out there yet to go, and the intrigue is off the charts. Bobby Marks told us on our show Friday he thinks it sent Wendy to vacation. That is Jonathan Kuminga. What are you hearing? What is the situation there? Latest I read was that the Cavs were kind of in position to maybe make a sign in trade. And I guess to piggyback that, like, what are the concerns? Because I just feel like he's still out there, and there's got to be a reason.
I mean, look, I know there's probably some segment of Laker fans that want Jonathan Kuminga. I was very on board with getting a guy like Walker Kessler. He's a perfect fit with Luka, even despite the price that it costed. But Jonathan Kuminga, I feel like Luka would rip Kuminga's head off by the middle of the season. I just do not see those guys being a basketball fit. Kuminga is a very inconsistent, a.k.a. poor three-point shooter. He's inconsistently bad. He has occasional good stretches. He is a kind of a space case on the defensive end of the floor, despite the fact he has elite measurables. And he's just the type of guy that doesn't really play for the team at all times. He does in spurts, but then he makes these bonehead decisions off the dribble as a scorer. And that's, I think, why Steve Kerr with Golden State really was fed up with him so much, and why the Atlanta Hawks, after a trial, said, we want nothing to do with this guy. We don't want to keep him. And so he will be playing for his third team within one calendar year. And I think that in and of itself is a signal of how these teams have felt about him, including two good franchises in Golden State and Atlanta. So no, if I'm a Lakers fan, I would be very much against getting Jonathan Kuminga. Would rather look in a cheaper direction than somebody like him.
All right, Kevin O'Connor joining us on Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell and Chris McGee. KOC, of course, covers the entire league as an analyst for Yahoo. And, one team that's interesting in the sense from a Lakers standpoint, so the Lakers beat them in the Western Conference Finals in the 19-20 season as they go on to win the title, and since then have not had as good of luck against the Nuggets in the postseason. I will say that Luka Doncic has had success against Denver, so we'll see how that impacts things going forward. But they're a very intriguing team moving forward, Kevin, because we know that ownership doesn't always or rarely likes to go too far into the luxury tax, if at all. And then they just got the poison pill, or at least in their terms, because of the money they already had in the books with the Spencer Jones deal from Sam Presti in OKC. The Peyton Watson situation is unresolved. What do you see playing out in Denver as we head into the season?
I mean, I would expect there's going to be moves in Denver. It's really just a matter of what moves they end up making. Considering the situation that they're in now, as you outlined with the offer sheet being matched for Spencer Jones, they now have to trade a player in order to get under the second apron. They have no choice. They have to trade somebody. It might be a cheap player under contract. It might be a pricing player under contract. We don't know that yet. But they have to do something in order to either keep Peyton Watson and be able to afford the roster at a reasonable price, a team that has not paid more than $50 million in luxury tax payments in the last 25 years, as Bobby Marks mentioned in an article he wrote this week. And if they don't do, and if they also do that, even if they want to sign and trade Peyton Watson, because second apron teams are not allowed to trade to take on salary and sign and trades, and so they are in a major pickle at this point after signing that, after matching that offer sheet for Spencer Jones, who's just a solid role player, putting them in a tough spot. But ultimately for Denver, I think they're one of those teams like where the Lakers feel like they could be on the way up now. The Nuggets feel like a team that's at a crossroads where things could be going on the way downward for them right now, considering Jokic with 1 year left on his deal and all the uncertainty around the rest of that roster.
Was that a little gamesmanship by Sam Presti?
Yeah. For sure it was. I mean, I think everybody's talked about what it means for Denver going against them, but also the fact is that the other teams with interest, like the Clippers, the Bucks, those teams need to give up salary in order to sign and trade for Peyton Watson. And now that the Nuggets can't take on salary, they're in a tougher position when it comes to actually acquiring the player that they want to. So everybody's put in a harder spot because of what Oklahoma City did.
All right, Kevin, so we mentioned earlier, you, of course, are back on the East Coast, and I know you have roots going way back from a Boston Celtics perspective. The whole Jaylen Brown thing, how much did it surprise you, the way that Boston valued him relative to the rest of the league? Now he's in Philly. Where does Boston go from here? What did you learn from your sources? I'm just very curious for your take, and obviously Lakers fans here on the West Coast will have some Schadenfreude thoughts about this. But how can you summarize the whole Jaylen Brown thing?
I'll summarize it as very clearly the public did not value Jaylen Brown the same way that teams did, because for the Boston Celtics, it's not just what happened this summer. It's what happened 8 years ago. They made an offer to the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard with Jaylen Brown. They instead opted for DeMar DeRozan, a more veteran player. They tried trading Jaylen Brown a couple of years ago for Kevin Durant. They didn't work out. They tried trading him last summer for Giannis. They tried trading him at the deadline for Giannis. They tried trading him before that deal with Philly for Giannis, and nobody wanted him. And he never went for the price that people expected. But ultimately, I think for the Celtics, they likely felt that way about Jaylen Brown, too. Nobody from the team has said that to me, to be absolutely clear. But if you read between the lines of what Brad Stevens, their general manager, said, and that's what you have to do with GMs and coaches and sometimes players, it seems to me like he said a line like, you can't have two players making $60 million plus dollars. Well, they tried trading for a guy in Giannis who makes that much money. What he's saying is you can't have Jaylen Brown making that much money on your team. And so I think they did not see the value matching the contract that he currently had or what the upcoming contract would be, and instead turned him into draft picks and a player who is a better role-playing fit. He's not as good as a player in a vacuum as Jaylen Brown, but a better shooter, a better defender in Paul George. And so I think Boston's still going to be a high-level team. They were a 56-win team last year with Tatum barely playing at all during the regular season. And I'd expect them to be in the same ballpark, if not slightly better this coming season, despite not having Brown.
KOC, I need you to be honest with me. I've talked to a couple of coaches that I know that were at Summer League, a couple of former players, and everyone seems to be very high. These are from other teams on Cameron Carr. I've loved what I've seen from him. Should I temper my expectations?
I don't think so. I mean, look, the dude's a bucket getter. He is a versatile shooter, a downhill attacker, a good athlete. Really, the knock on Carr and why I think he was not a lottery pick was he's very light. He still needs to put on weight, and that's despite being a junior in college. And so I think physically teams had concerns about him. And also, I mean, I'm sure, Lakers fans know how much he was amazing at the NBA draft combine scrimmage. From my understanding, he had some real up and down workout circuit. He had some really good workouts, but he had some workouts where he struggled against second round undrafted level guys. And so I think that made him kind of, sour in the eyes of some teams, whereas other teams saw a good side of him. But at 184 pounds and nearly 22 years old already, he still needs to put on weight. But there's no doubt about the skill level, and there's also no doubt about what that skill level looks like next to a guy like Luka, which ties back to what you said earlier with building this roster around Luka and supporting him as a star with guys who can play with and without the ball, like Colin Sexton and Cameron Carr and Mamu, like Quentin Grimes. These are good players that know how to play basketball with a high IQ and in a lot of cases. And I think next to Luka, it could look quite good, even though these aren't necessarily some of the biggest names on the page around the league.
All right, Kevin O'Connor, NBA senior analyst at Yahoo. Always great to catch up with you, man. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, KOC.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.
All right.
All right, great stuff from
You know what I love
KOC.
about KOC? You could go every team.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, I mean, he watches the games.
Yeah,
all of him. All right, we have much more.
Real quick, people are pumped on Cam Carr. Sorry, I'm getting excited about it.
Well, you know what? I would
talk
like
to
you
my people.
I would like you to tell me more about that.
Okay.
I have a thought that. So he just mentioned the weight of Cameron Carr, and I have a thought on why I think that actually might be a good thing, at least going into year one. So we'll cover that on Lakers Talk coming up next. It's Trudell, it's Skeeter, it's 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA sports talk.
I still think that there is just some sort of collective amnesia of what the Lakers were before LeBron got here.
Okay.
Serious. Don't okay me.
No,
You're about to dismiss me.
I am
Don't dismiss me.
Look,
that's a take. That's called a take.
I know, but I hear this take.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and on YouTube.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
You know, in sports, you got to have the right team in your corner. Same goes for after an accident. That's why when people ask me who'd I call, it's easy. I tell them my guy, attorney Big Al. Big Al and his team have been helping accident victims across California for more than 15 years. 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. They're available 24/7. 1-800-HURT-123 or check them out online at attorneybigalca.com. Attorney Big Al is attorney Ken Klein based in Los Angeles.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The radio home of Mike Trudell is the radio home of Lakers basketball.
Welcome to a new chapter of Lakers Talk on ESPN LA, your home of Lakers basketball. Lakers Talk now weekly with the one and only Mike Trudell.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Once again, back to Lakers Talk and back to Mike Trudell.
Welcome back to Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell and Chris Geeter McGee. KOC joined us on the last segment, and you know, Geeter, I really appreciate that you found a way to work Cameron Carr into the equation because you're a big Cameron Carr guy.
Yep.
And you and I have talked to some of the same smart people that know stuff about young guys that have watched college guys going back to AAU tournaments. And we, for the most part, and I don't want to speak for you, but I think for the most part, we watch more of the NBA and then cram on the college guys as the draft approaches. Then we talk to scouts, like, okay, is this guy actually good? Is this guy good? Then we watch film. And then Summer League comes, and that to me is kind of the first proving ground. And I watched Cameron Carr and loved what I saw at Summer League. And the one thing that KOC said was a reason why he might have slipped some. And it's not that he was mocked. He wasn't like he was mocked in the top 10, but there were some people I think that looked at the talent and thought, okay, he could have gone a little bit higher. And this is why we didn't think he was going to be there for the Lakers at 24, or technically 25. They trade up to 24. And KOC mentioned that it was his weight, basically, that teams were concerned that because he's not an 18-year-old, the fact that he doesn't already have a little bit more muscle mass or he's not up to 200 pounds or whatever, that, you know, maybe he won't be able to handle the rigors of the NBA, at least right away. And it's not that I'm going to fully reject that, but what I think this Laker team needs essentially more than anything, because of how they're built around Luka and Austin Reeves and now Walker Kessler, they need some agility, some quickness, some toughness on the perimeter. And if you're 186 pounds or whatever, maybe he's up to 190 now. I don't care. We'll find out in training camp. I am more bullish on somebody that can actually move their feet and that can go side to side than I am on somebody that has already put on more muscle. And from what I saw laterally from Cameron Carr, I do think that he has that capability. I'm not saying he's going to come in and lock down Steph Curry on day one, but I will prioritize that and count on that as he gets into the actual NBA program, that he will naturally add some muscle and add some weight, and that will not inhibit what is the athleticism, the quickness, and the agility that he has because he's a bit lighter.
Does he like to be in the gym?
Sounds
Is he a
like
dog? Is he going to dedicate himself to lifting? Does he like to watch film? All these things that I've kind of tried to do a deep dive on and kind of talk to the people that I trust. The answer always comes back, yes, he had a great upbringing. Dad played in the league. He's driven. He's motivated.
Mom was an NBA dancer.
Mom's an NBA dancer.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, always. As you should, by the way. And I feel like
nothing weird there. Like my wife was an
your
NBA
wife
dancer.
wife was an NBA dancer.
Just to
for the minute. Yeah,
clarify, I'm not out here like anyway.
People are like, dude, Mike likes to get weird. No, his wife's was an NBA dancer.
Yeah, that's why.
But when I talk to people, Mike, I think what fires me up, people that played in the NBA, coach in the NBA, like when they say they love a guy or he can ball or he gets buckets or we loved him or like we really wanted him, that means something to me. Like there's an eye test out there as well, right? I think, and I said this today on our Spectrum show, I think he walks the walk, right? Like he walks like he wants to be there and he belongs there. He acts like he belongs there. And I think his play, and I know it's only summer league, but as you just said, and I thought you nailed it, that's the first step. If he looked terrible in summer league, then wouldn't everyone be judging him the other way? So isn't it fair that if he absolutely plays fantastic, that you can be excited? Yes. And Laker fans have been dying for a young guy that they think one day can really make a big leap. And I'm not saying as a rookie he's going to deliver on huge levels. I hope he gets opportunities. But I'm with you on all the things you talked about. But there is something about a guy that is not afraid of the moment, who can get to his spots, who's athletic, who loves to get buckets, who can have long.
Right, you can be low man, rim protection help.
Can have not a great game and bounce back the very next game and ball out. Like, I love that. It's just those abilities, Mike, that are hard. I always say the intangibles that you cannot coach, that are just sometimes in a guy. I think he has those. Now, Mike, it's going to be up to him, right? Like, how hard are you going to work? How strong are you going to get? How are you going to progress? All that stuff, of course, navigating an NBA season. But, man, I'm just excited about it. I feel I'm excited about Adu, right? Like, Adu's a guy that I believe can be something in this game. I believe in the body type, the athlete, the work ethic. Now he's got to get better offensively, got to become a better shooter, those kind of things, Mike. But it's okay to be excited about these guys. Matt, listen, I'm excited about Arthur Kaluma.
I mean, look,
I'll be honest with you.
I like Kaluma on a two-way as well.
100%.
And the types of players now that are to fill out the roster, and we're talking about a Cephalosha or a Zaire Williams, like those types of long athletes, and Adu Thero certainly fits into this category. Kaluma to an extent. There's like, okay, just need one or two of these guys to pop, and that's what you need to surround the Lakers stars with. Okay, coming up next, Dave McMenamin. You know Dave. I'm going to try and throw out the concept that he's responsible for LeBron's Philly move, since that's where Dave's from. And we'll see if he rejects it.
And by the way, then, Mike, let's take some calls later in the show. You okay with that?
Okay.
People are dying to get in.
All right. Throw out the number for me, please.
877-710-3776.
Nice job.
What's the easier way to do it?
877-710-ESPN.
Thank you. That's why I just wanted to get you involved in the show, Funchies.
I mean, but
producer back there.
Both you guys did a nice job.
Yeah. Listen, second hour, more of you two.
All right.
I mean, Mike and I, we're going to get our buckets.
Well, I got a game for you guys next hour. So.
And a game from Funchy. All right, so we'll do Dave, then a game from Funchy, and much more
on
Lakers Talk with Trudell and Gator. ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
So the other day I called Mike Trudell off air. Guess who answered the call? Yep, it was Mrs. Trudell.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Why you gotta make it weird, man? It is wonderful. I adore her. I'm not sliding into her DMs now. I'm on the phone.
See, like, now, were you nice about it? Like, if I called Bergie and Mean Gene answered, I'd be like, hey, how you doing? I called Bergie. I'd be a real a-hole. You would not be an a-hole.
Here's what Cappy
But
did.
that's not
Hey,
the thing
girl!
against
Hey,
Gene.
girl!
If I called Beto and his Heino picked up, I'd be like,
3 in the morning.
yeah, I'd be like, no, I called Beto. Can you put Beto on the phone?
I was very nice.
He's in trouble right now. Lo tengo amarrado.
I just acted like his mom answered the phone. I was like, hi, is Mike home? Can I speak to Mike, please?
Hi, Mrs. Trudell. Is
Exactly.
Scotty home?
Right.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball. ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
All right, welcome back to Lakers Talk. My name is Mike Durrell. I'm joined by Chris Peter McGee. We're going to get to Dave McMenamin in about 10 seconds. We throw out the phone number. People can call in later. My wife texted me that one of my sons, Jet, is going to call in with one of his weird voices. Now, they started watching The Simpsons a couple months ago, and
37 seasons in or whatever.
I don't know if it's because of that, but like they've been trying out some voices and stuff, and Jet's got kind of a funny one, so we'll see. I'm skeptical.
Will he have a Laker take?
He has plenty of Laker takes, as does his brother Talon. I don't know if they'll get through Funchy on the call screening standpoint, but one person who always gets through is our buddy Dave McMenamin. Now, Dave, I'm not asking this literally, but I really did think of you in your Philly roots when the whole LeBron thing came through. And I said earlier in the show, I actually had fallen back asleep that morning, which is a rarity. And my wife tapped me on the arm and she goes, "Did you hear LeBron's going to Philly?" And I was like, "Huh?" And then I immediately liked it. But Dave, just be honest. What is your involvement in all of this?
That's still kind of playing itself out. I imagine I'll be covering the next chapter to some extent, and we'll see exactly what it looks like. But
I meant, did you orchestrate it? I hope that you'll cover some, but I meant, did you orchestrate it?
No, I mean, listen, he's a Cowboys fan, so he's had to deal with my Eagles fandom over the years and be annoyed by it rather than be enticed to go there. But no, I think this is like, in terms of the basketball fit, there's a lot of sacrifices going to be needed and role definition that will have to occur or they will not have a chance, but the talent is there. I think the talent's intriguing to him, and really, like, he still pushes himself to be, the same line. You guys have heard it a million times, to be mentally, physically, spiritually fit enough to give himself to this sport. And he does that for a chance to play for a championship. And we'll see. I mean, there's been 8 different champions over the last 8 years. Who's to say that if he plays 2 years in Philadelphia, he can't get that 5th ring?
Dave, I have to ask you this. You were on the show, DeMarco and Travis with us. You came in with your beautiful suit, looking fine and dapper. You had worked the full day. And I want to know when your story is coming out where I can just have my cup of coffee, sit in my favorite chair with my dog on my lap, and read your story on just kind of the whole summer and how it all went down and putting all the pieces together. David?
Thank you for asking that, Christopher. I think my editors would have preferred it running tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure we'll get it off the ground Wednesday. Just filed a draft about a half hour ago, so go through some fine-tuning of it and pour yourself maybe 2 cups of coffee as you read it.
Is there anything you don't want to spoil, but is there anything
you can't spoil it, Mike?
Is there anything you want to just kind of hint at or tease?
I have some reporting on some of the options that he had that weren't really talked about as much from other teams expressing interest that I think your listeners will find interesting.
Do you have a link?
And
sorry.
I mean, I tried to just get to the motivation here. Like, why does someone in his position do this? And talking to a lot of people that have relationships with LeBron and getting to hear their explanation of why he would do this.
Dave, do you have a Laker component to it in terms of that side? Could you tease us with that?
Yes.
Or no?
I mean, I wouldn't say the Lakers is the focus of the piece. Quite frankly, by the methodology he went through to make this decision, it almost like muted the whole Laker exit. And it feels like, clearly both sides have moved on. And so Lakers almost feel like old news at this point. But of course, yeah, there's some reporting involving the Lakers as well.
Okay, well, certainly we'll be looking forward to that. Okay, you hinted at, or just kind of talked about your piece looking into, all right, why, right? Why is LeBron doing this? And when my wife tapped me on the shoulder and said Philly, my first thought was sort of like, oh, yeah, I do get it. Like, I do get the basketball fit for sure. I do get that it's one of the few rosters that both has the upside in terms of Joel Embiid's health and them having enough talent inside, outside, all of that. And then also, has the kinds of players where if LeBron does need to not necessarily skip back-to-backs, because Dave, you and I have tried that before, and then it'll be like, everyone will be like, he's not going to play back-to-backs this year, and then he'll play in half of them anyway, right? Just because he's LeBron. So I'm not assuming that he's not playing in back-to-backs, but if he isn't, or if he does need 2 weeks here or there, then they do have Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe and some other guys, Barlow. So it's KCP. So it does make sense there. And then he also doesn't have the pressure to go in and just win the title like he might have if he were to go to Cleveland to an extent, just because that's the thing that he already did there, or Miami to an extent because it's already been done there. Like, is it going to be that much fun to go there and then not do that? So there are a lot of things that really do make sense from it to me the more I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the title part is interesting. It's how you interpret it, right? I think you could almost say he wouldn't need to win again. He's already delivered a championship to Cleveland, and that would be just, a homecoming and be celebrated no matter what. Miami may be a little bit less so because, that he didn't leave under the best circumstances in 2014, and Giannis is going there on a championship mission. So I think that pressure would exist there. But let's take Golden State. Yeah, that was kind of presented as like you get to hang out with the other guy who was the defining player of your generation, play golf, drink wine.
Yeah,
and
that's what I thought.
The regular season will be a spectacle, and whatever happens in the playoffs happens in the playoffs. This one, I think he kind of does need to win, and I think that was part of his – doesn't need to win, let's put it that way. I think the intention of going there is to give himself the best chance of winning that he could see of all his viable options. And I think he, quite frankly, wants to feel his feet to the fire like that. It reminds me, we were covering Steve Nash when he was on the Lakers, and obviously health wasn't on his side. But when he left Phoenix, he told us his explanations, like he wanted to feel the stakes again. He wanted to feel the consequence. And quite frankly, LeBron's kind of addicted to that adrenaline junkie nature of being the team in the center of the storm. And certainly, there's a report out there already. They already have the maximum amount of nationally televised games next season. And they're going to get every team's best shot around the league.
Dave, the last time I saw that look that you just described, or that I guess embodied in a look, that feeling that LeBron is chasing, was when I was at Hermosa Beach and I saw Geeter play in a tournament. And I saw that
was
look in
called
his eyes,
fatigue.
buddy.
At my age,
he's still chasing it.
I was literally still chasing it, and I was just literally trying to make it through the day. It went all the way till 8:30 p.m. So that look was more of like I could die on this court, Dave. But I appreciate that, Dave. I want to swing it towards the Lakers. It's interesting. I've talked a lot about it, whether here at ESPN or over at Spectrum. For me, and I don't have the insight. When I saw where Rui went for the money and Luke Kennard and Marcus Smart, it got me thinking like the Lakers had a plan and they immediately attacked it. Do you have any insight kind of on the route that they were going there?
I mean, I've reported this, and I don't want to just repeat the same bit of information, but I just think it's very relevant to what they accomplished this summer, that Luka Doncic made it quite clear to the organization that he wanted to be paired with an A-list center. And that Walker Kessler acquisition became the centerpiece of everything else that they got on their books this summer. And if Walker Kessler works out, I mean, it makes a ton of sense. And obviously he's healthy after recovering from the shoulder injury last season, and he's young, and he is both a vertical spacing threat on offense and a rim protector on defense. And you can just see the way, we've already seen Luka throw lobs in this season and a half with the Lakers to various players with not quite the same size or maybe hands that Kessler has. And so if that goes right, they're well on their way to building the team that they want to look like. Now, there's a little bit of risk involved because they gave up so much to get him, so they're kind of stuck in this lane now. But that was a bold move, and Luka Doncic, I've reported, is excited about it, and the team's excited about it. I feel like they have an identity moving forward. Now, as for some of the other pieces, like Austin Reeves, what a great guy to cover, what a great guy to see grow in this sport. It's amazing that he's still with the Lakers, and he has the rapport with Luka Doncic. He has the wiggle off the dribble, and he's a leader in his own right, and that's a great signing. And I think some of these role players will find out, There's a level of, did they unearth something that another team undervalued in a Mamu, in a Quentin Grimes? Or, I don't want to be negative about it, but is this a player who was a role player slotted in a certain spot in another organization for a reason? And I think that's the big question mark to be answered this season.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, I think that upon that first flurry of signings, and you just mentioned all the players, it was just very clear looking at that group plus Reeves and plus Luka and thinking, okay, but what about the athleticism? What about the length? What about all that? What about that starting forward spot? And I don't know that the starting forward spot is answered yet, but I do think the presence of a Zaire Williams, of a Matisse Thybulle, the emergence of a Du Thero in Summer League to an extent, and even like an Arthur Kaluma on a two-way, there are at least maybe more bodies, between 10 and 15 in the rotation, which was not the best last year, and that both J.J. Redick and Rob Pelinka talked about, Dave, in front of us at the end of season press conference. Like, that did not that should make all the difference in the world, but I do think that helps J.J. Redick in the way that he wants to play and just gives the Lakers more of what they need to surround Doncic with, even if it's not name guys for big money.
Yeah, it's a fair point, Mike, and you're right, because it was the initial flurry was such a package deal that maybe the other signings that trickled in didn't get quite as much attention. And again, man, Adu was exciting to see in Vegas, and that would be huge if he can provide them kind of that sturdy wing defender who can make stuff happen in transition, catch lots from Luka. Like that would be exciting to see, and it'd be a great sign again of their front office being able to identify talent in the draft. And there are again some Zaire Williams upside type players, and we'll see if they're done yet. Obviously ESPN's reported, my colleagues Anthony Slater and Shams Charania, among others, about the Jonathan Kuminga interest still being out there. And so if you get another young two-way talent in a Kuminga, I think you can start talking yourself into this team a lot, especially because you mentioned JJ, and he's done such a great job these first 2 seasons as head coach. And so, there's a lot to still be figured out with that team because it's basically a new team. I mean, I get you have the core of Luka and Austin, but it's a very, very different team than what we saw last year. And last year's team, quite frankly, they're 16-2 in that stretch, late February through the end of March, and that was a pretty darn good team. And so we'll see if it can reach that level.
Dave, that 5th starter, I keep trying to figure that out. I know it's super early, but if you have Walker and Grimes and Luka and AR kind of slotted in, is that just going to be by committee, maybe, possibly, until someone pops or someone earns that spot?
Yeah, I mean, I would think if the Kuminga sign and trade happens, that part of their pitch to him is they come in here and start, and we can't pay you in dollars the way you had hoped to, but we can pay you in minutes and opportunity. So I would think if that comes to fruition that he'd be looking at that starting spot. But I'm curious to see if Mamu can be like a stretch 4 in that group or whatever, because he does bring some physicality. And, everyone I've spoken to since the Lakers acquired him rave about just what a great person he is. And, that's probably a good thing, too, to have that person in the mix as you're trying to establish who you are as a team. But honestly, I can't say that I've had a chance to really ask JJ, where his head's at on this. So I'm just kind of looking at the roster on paper when we talk.
Dave, last one for you from me. Geeter may have something else for you as well. I saw the ESPN, the power rankings, or at least the first ones, right? And several of you guys voted. I think, let's see, you did the Suns, the Wolves, and the Lakers. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So anything when it all got tabulated, right? Was there one team that you thought, okay, that's much higher than where I would have put them, or one team that was much lower than where you would have put them? And curious as to why.
Utah is a team that, I'm not fully convinced that is going to compete for a Western Conference playoff spot or even play-in spot next year, but a bunch of my colleagues seem to think so. And so, I respect the opinion of most of my peers, and so I am eagerly anticipating what that team looks like. Obviously, Peterson showed flashes in Summer League of being a truly elite on-ball player, and Ace Bailey, obviously, Keontae George, they added Jaren Jackson Jr., I think some people doesn't come top of mind. So Utah's kind of the team that I just really want to see where they end up, because when you start to project out the Lakers, and obviously their goal will be the top 6 team, if there are teams that pop up like Utah, that just makes it harder to stack up wins over the regular season. And, obviously it's a top-heavy West, but I think because the East has had so much new faces that have been added there that it's been talked about more maybe as the stronger conference. But I still think there's going to be a challenge in the West. So, yeah, I'd start with Utah. I think I'm not sure what they're going to be. I believe in Will Hardy, and they've been trying over these last 5 years to land that gem in the draft, and they believe that they got him in Darren Peterson.
Last thing for me, Dave, if San Antonio and OKC are tier 1 in the West, tier 2, I feel like for the last few years, Lakers, Rockets, Wolves, Nuggets, do you still have that in terms of tier 2, and do you see anybody kind of cracking into that top tier?
Yeah, I think that's about right. Houston, obviously, with Fred VanVleet in the lineup and actually having a point guard, you'd expect them to maybe look the way they envisioned. And obviously, Steven Adams, being hurt as well. That's a team that, even though they were not fully right at all when they played the Lakers, they are a good team. And I think Denver is still just a question mark, because we don't really know where that roster is going until we see what happens with Peyton Watson. And I recognize Peyton Watson didn't play in the playoffs for them because of his hamstring issue, but he's such a swing piece that whether he's on the team or if they're going to be acquiring some pieces for him, so long as you have Nikola Jokic and the requisite amount of talent, you can't say that they are out of the conversation for being like a top 3 team in the West.
Dave, thank you for the time. Hopefully we haven't kept you too late before you have to get to dinner, man. So thanks for joining us.
You're all good. Thanks, man.
Looking forward to that article, David.
All right, yeah, Dave mentioned it. He's thinking Wednesday for the article on just what went down with LeBron James deciding to go to Philadelphia. Okay, Geeter, Funchy, let's throw out that number one more time if you guys want to get a couple of questions in for Geeter or myself.
Go ahead, Funchy.
Oh, 877-710-3776.
Boom.
877-710-ESPN.
All right, check us out. Give us a call if you want to get any takes off. We're here for you. We'll probably take some calls in like the last couple of segments. And Geeter, there are a couple of other things that I want to get to with you.
Yeah.
The power rankings we already sort of went over, but what is it like? What does it actually mean for what we should be thinking about? And like, can we think about? Is there a path for the Lakers to actually contend for a title? What would have to happen for you to feel like? Yeah, it's not just OKC, San Antonio, New York, maybe even Philly now. What would the pivotal piece be? You're going to answer that question coming up next. It's Geeter, it's Trudell, ESPN LA.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
I actually saw a lady on the beach. They call her the bubble lady. And she's one of those ladies that stands there and she's got those two, like,
the big
sticks,
circle ones?
The big sticks.
Oh, yeah.
And then you, like, touch the bubbles together and then you, like, expand them and then these giant bubbles come flying out. And little kids are going, this is so cool. And they're trying to pop them and stuff.
That's cool.
So, yeah, the bubble lady. So.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Waba Grill. It's flavorful.
Pick me up and never put me down.
It's quality. It's fresh. It's spicy. Introducing our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. A spicy twist on a Waba favorite. Bold, crunchy, and tossed in fiery chili crisp. Get yours now, only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
The radio home of Mike Trudell is the radio home of Lakers basketball.
Welcome to a new chapter of Lakers Talk on ESPN LA, your home of Lakers basketball. Lakers Talk now weekly with the one and only Mike Trudell.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Once again, back to Lakers Talk and back to Mike Trudell.
What a good one in sex. Yeah. Can I get my man on board this afternoon?
Well,
DeAndre, how's it going in there?
It's Lakers Talk, and Geeter asked that question because Funchy just lights somebody up.
Hey, man, listen, yo, if you're going to call a radio station, you shouldn't be on speakerphone with the windows down and blah, 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 with music blasting and everything, you know?
That's how you lay
That's
it
what I'm
down.
saying.
That's how you lay it down.
That's how you screen calls, man.
That's how you do it. That's how, you know what? Sometimes you go, you know what? You didn't make the cut.
Hey,
exactly.
That's life, man.
Look, Funchy's a professional radio producer. You can't come,
Been
you can't
doing this
come
for like
soft
20
like
years,
that.
man.
You can't come like that to Funchy.
Listen, sometimes you're just not made for it. You're not cut out for it. And sometimes you just got to go look in the mirror, have a meeting with yourself, and get better. And then come back next week.
And my favorite caller is like, you know, I tell them to get off a speaker or their AirPods, and they're like, hold on for a minute or two. And I'm like, I'm not holding on for you to get on this program, man. You call me back whenever you're ready.
Look, this is Los Angeles, all right? We got plenty of people that got good takes. Okay, so if you're gonna get Funchie's ear for a second, you got to be ready to roll.
Can I ask you a question before you go into the one that you were going to ask me?
Yeah.
It just hit me right now.
Yeah.
Be ready to talk to Funchie, okay? But I want to get you guys' take on this. You know what name we never talk about? Bando.
Jared Vanderbilt. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. You just want to throw that out there?
Yeah, just in terms of where he fits. And, I feel like I've always been a big advocate.
Okay.
And then, the minutes, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. Offensively.
I've got some Vanderbilt thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's
offensively struggles.
Let's do this. So answer my question briefly, because I want to get to Mike in West Covina in a second. But I basically asked you, what do the Lakers need to do? Is there a thing that can happen?
Like for them to, where I would feel like,
where you would feel like they're in the conversation?
Yeah, I still think you're a move away. And I don't know if it's next summer or if it's trade deadline, but you're still that player away, probably, right, to pair with Walker Kessler, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic. And I hate to say that because, listen, I feel like the Lakers did a great job of pivoting, and they had a plan, and they're going for it. And I'm excited to see what it looks like. But if you're asking me, Mike, it's hard to see it right now because I haven't seen games, right, to see how good they can be. I know I'm excited, and I think they're a playoff team. But like a real championship contender, I still think you could be a move away.
Yeah, because I mean, if you had,
that's fair, right?
Yeah, sure. Because if you had, Scotty Barnes or James Johnson or something like that on the roster right now, I don't know why I said James Johnson. That could be. Then we'd be like, oh yeah, I could see it. But we're still waiting. Okay, Mike in West Covina, thanks for calling in. What's happening, man? Nice name.
Hey, what's going on, guys? First of all, I just want to say I don't think Laker Nation is as excited as they should be right now. I think Rob Pelinka cooked in this offseason, and this is one of the best off seasons we've had in years, maybe even before the LeBron era. So that's one point. And then a couple of questions, and I'll take your answers off the air. If assuming the Lakers acquire Jonathan Kuminga, and say basically assuming Kuminga's on the team, do you think the roster LeBron went to in Philly is still better than the roster that Rob Pelinka built here in LA? Basically it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Mike. Appreciate your call. Geeter, I'll go first here. When I'm just looking up and down, like 1 through 15, and this includes KCP going on a minimum there, obviously LeBron being on a minimum there swings this to me in Philly's favor. I think it's closer if LeBron stays with the Lakers, and you still have Walker Kessler, you get everybody else that they acquired, and then LeBron's your starting forward, and all right, I can totally see that. But having LeBron there, and to have the youth and energy and athleticism in the backcourt with Maxine Etchcom, to have Jaylen Brown, to have at least the idea that Joel Embiid can do it, that level of talent, I'm going to give Philly the edge.
Yeah, me too. In terms of level of talent and names, obviously it matters when you're looking at that starting five. I do believe that KCP move was big for them because the big question mark for me is that bench.
Yeah.
And do they have enough?
They even got a volume shooter in Anthony Simons as well.
Yeah, Anthony Simons who can get hot.
Simons on the bench. I mean, I like Dominic Barlow probably more than the average person. Huck Porty isn't terrible as a backup center. Adem Bona can play a little bit. As a big, some people like this kid Phylon.
Yeah, I feel like I like the Laker role players better, right? But when you're talking about Jaylen Brown and Maxey and LeBron and Embiid, you have four all NBA type guys. But let's see how it comes together for them. You can't put him in the Eastern Conference Finals yet.
Yeah,
until you see how he looks.
All right, let's take Hooper's X. What's up, Hooper's X?
Hey guys, just wanted to call and talk about Kuminga. I don't want that guy anywhere near this team. Golden State didn't want him. Atlanta clearly didn't want him. And the idea that he thinks he's going to get a $20 million salary this year and that he's holding out for that is delusional. He may be an athletic freak, great for him, but I have never seen him put together a year of basketball that leads me to believe that he's filling that void for us, much less than $25 million a year, which is what I hear he's expecting to get. The vibe of this team where everybody showed up in Vegas at Summer League and worked out together is a feel-good story, man. And I don't need someone coming in and breaking up that vibe. I think we can find somebody else to fill that void and not to have that malcontent on the team.
Okay, thanks. That's a good call. Mike, listen, there's a part of me that says, man, 3 years on a sign and trade, because that's what it has to be, is a lot. if this was a free agent situation and you could get him on the cheap for 1 year, I would like to see what it looks like. But I understand what KOC is saying, and I understand what that caller is saying because, if you're looking around at the past and the red flags, they are out there, right? I mean, you saw it in Golden State. You see it in Atlanta. The athleticism is never to be denied. It's there. But I understand what the caller's saying, right? Like, you invest 3 years, Mike, that means you're here, right?
Yeah, I mean.
So it's got to work.
I think I briefly addressed this early in the show, and I think that without getting too far into anything, just my overall take right now is that I'm a little bit more nay than yay.
Yeah.
But if I were to find out that it was just a super team friendly deal, then okay, fine. I guess it's a little bit in the way that I would describe DeAndre Ayton's deal last year. Although, look, it's not like Atlanta and Golden State were in the complete place where the Portland Trailblazers and Phoenix Suns were, where it was clear they wanted nothing to do with Ayton, right? In this case, I think if he wasn't set to make $24 million, I think Atlanta did like some of what they saw in him.
Team-friendly deal is exactly the point I was trying to get at. I would go there, but I don't know if I'm down to invest in 3 years for money that maybe restricts you from doing something in a year that I would like to see done.
Kuminga to me, man, is just someone that he needs the ball in his hands. Like, I understand what Golden State was doing offensively. The ball runs through Stephen Curry, but that should be easy enough for Kuminga with a guy with his athleticism and his size, being able to just be a guy that can just slash and cut to the basket and run the lanes. But he wants to be a guy with the ball in his hands, individual, kind of take guys off the dribble. It's like it just seems like he just never was able to fit for a specific team. I know he had a good run with Atlanta for a little bit, but it just seems like we're gonna run into the same issues with him being in LA with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves because they both need the ball in their hands to create.
So, all right, I agree with what you're saying, DeAndre. To me, the issue and why I'm a little bit gun shy on this, or just a little bit nervous about it, if it were going to be the guy to Geeter's point, is that what you need around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves and Kessler to a kind of a different extent, because I think he's going to do what I'm just about to say, is that everyone else just has to buy into what they need around them, as opposed to here's what I need to do for what my future in the NBA is. And that's a lot of times the difference between a 24-year-old who is looking to get his next deal, which we all understand, and a 27, 28-year-old that has done that before, in the sense that Aaron Gordon went from Orlando to Denver, and he was ready to do that next winning thing. And I don't know that this is the time that Kuminga is ready to do that.
Do you think the infatuation was more like when it first all went down, like we need a guy now?
I think so, because you saw the signing that they were having with Grimes and Sexton and Mamu, but you're like, okay, we still need that. We still need that 3-and-D wing. We still need that guy to be in a passing lane. We still need more athleticism.
And then they added Thibault.
And they added Thibault. And you started seeing,
and then you see Adu and Cameron Carr.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you start to see the development of Adu. You start to see the development of Cameron Carr. You're like, okay, we can mold these guys into something that can fit what J.J. Redick wants.
I mean, look, it's a pertinent point, and there isn't to me like an absolute answer on this one, which is probably why we haven't seen anything get done yet, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that if there has to be at least some level of skepticism, right, from a team side, or maybe you would have seen it done earlier, right?
Yes.
And from the Kuminga side, it's the same thing. It's like they're really, really trying hard, and we know this because his agent went on Brian Windhorst's podcast, on ESPN podcast, right, a couple months ago, which, by the way, there's a part of me that respects that. Like, go out and say it. It's not typically what's done, but they're still trying to just find this fit, like to try and almost it's not the square peg round hole thing necessarily, but they're trying to figure out how to optimize this thing, and it just hasn't happened so far. So maybe they're going to have to live with something else. Okay, we have some good calls still on there, and this means the people have come correct and not pissed off our producer, Michael Funches.
Yeah, they did it the right way.
Yeah.
They did it the right way.
They did
right.
it, so they deserve to be heard at some point.
The Larry Brown way.
All right,
the right
so
way.
Let's get to that coming up next on Lakers Talk. He's Gator. I'm Trudell at ESPN LA.
Mason in Ireland.
John, did you just see that he says that he thinks that he's the Jake LaRavia
I'm the
of
Jake
ESPN
LaRavia of
LA?
ESPN LA.
That's the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Effort guy.
You're not a good shooter.
Show up to work every day.
No, you
every day that I'm supposed
You
to be
would
working.
be the Anthony Davis of ESPN LA. When
think
you
so?
work, you're good. You just never work.
Don't say I never work.
Who is the Jake LaRavia? Is it like
Travis.
Travis?
Travis is a good
I was
Jake
like, Andy
LaRavia.
Kamenetsky's here a lot, and he's asked to do a lot of things.
I'd be Luca.
No, because Luca plays.
Who's going to be Luca?
I'm Austin.
Okay.
You're Austin. That's your guy.
That's a good one.
Sedano would think he's Luca.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sedano is
yeah.
already claiming this mantle of being Luca.
Yeah.
The Luca of ESPN LA.
Maybe Chris
No, you
thinks
know
he's
who?
Luca?
Luca. Chris Morales thinks he's Luca.
Yeah, then Morales and Sedano would fight over that.
Yes, exactly.
Mason in Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
800-345-6789. Count the facts. Count on Jacob.
Count your options, then count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Put it in your phone. Memorize it.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them to 800-731-5558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Welcome back to Lakers Talk. Mike Trudell and Chris McGee. Now, Funchy, I understand you have created a game.
Yes, I did.
For us, and we do have some calls, and I appreciate you guys hanging on, and I will get to you if Funchy has put you on hold. But I kind of want to play the Funchy game first. Can we do that?
Yes.
Can we play the Funchy game?
By the way, when I came in today, sprinting down the hall, DeAndre, was Mr. Funches.
Oh, yeah. I've run a lot. I run a lot around here.
Running, and he was excited about this game.
I was.
What does 40 time? What does
And
40
I
look
told
like?
him,
Are we looking like
I'm
high
solo
fours?
next week. Come with a lot of games, Funches.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
By the way, DeAndre's leading next week. I'm just chilling.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Are we? First of all,
Go!
are we looking? With Funchy? Are we like low fives for a 40 time? Do you think
Oh,
after
you
seeing him
crazy,
run?
man.
Oh, no, absolute.
You're in the
wheels.
fours?
man. Yes.
I think he's in the fours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's in the fours, dude. He's long, he's lean,
I
he
haven't seen him
flies.
run. He look good?
Yeah, good kid.
Yeah, I got
had
good form. I got good form when I run. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
heel toe runner.
Yeah.
Really had it going on.
All right.
All right,
it's like
guys.
4'9", 4'8".
We talking about like a 4-3.
Oh, stop.
Okay, now we're getting weird. Now,
Okay.
now we're just starting to be, we're starting to lie out
This
here.
game better not
DeAndre's
be
pissed.
crazy
Now
like
the whole
that,
game
bro.
sucked.
All right, guys. You guys have heard of the website Cameo, where celebrities or reality stars or athletes or whoever, you can ask these people to give birthday wishes or a message to anyone in your life or whatever.
Thought about doing that, to be honest.
Me too. Me too. I thought about doing this for my wife too.
Big game James on it.
He's on
He
it.
is. He is.
Yeah.
He is. A couple of your colleagues are on it. too.
I would love to be on it. You just got to be ready for your ego to take a hit, and absolutely no one want to get a cameo from it. I did have a young man once reach out and say, I've tried to find you on Cameo. And I was like, man, thanks a lot.
Well, Cameo sent me
And
a
then I did a
DM
video
one
for his
time.
wife, a little intro for
And
her
I was-
birthday.
Cameo sent me a DM, and I was kind of like, I mean,
what, to join them?
Yeah, but I was like, I don't think I would be like a super hot request. I mean, I think there's a target market, right, for people that kind of had Twitter growing up. And like
Trudell, you'd be surprised, man.
You know what it was,
You
though,
would
Mike,
be
for me?
surprised.
It was the AVP style intros I used to do. That's what he wanted. Like, give him a big intro.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Officiate weddings, I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, I would pay for a cameo from you.
Yeah, what, it's $5?
I pay
it'd be fine,
I pay 50 for you. I pay 50 for you. All
Well,
right, Funchy.
that's going on the lines of this game.
Yeah. What we got?
I got a bunch of former Lakers.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an over, under, and a dollar price. And you're going to tell me if it's over that dollar price or under that dollar price for that cameo from this particular former Lakers.
So they're actually on Cameo.
Yeah,
and you
former
pulled
Lakers.
the actual figures.
I did.
Ooh, all right. I mean,
Okay.
Like,
for example, I'm going to say Lamar Odom. Is it over, under $50?
All right, let's do this.
Like
Let's
something
do
like
this.
that, you know.
All
All right, let's go. Former champion in the bubble, Quinn Cook. Over, under $60.
Ooh, Quinn's a great guy.
I'm going to go over.
Okay. Trudeau?
Wait, are you keeping track of DeAndre?
I gotta. Somebody has to keep track.
I'll keep track.
Okay. All right, DeAndre's on.
And DeAndre, over, under $60 for Quinn Cook.
I'm going under.
Okay.
I'm gonna go under.
Okay, you went under, over.
Geeter went over.
Geeter is the winner. Over.
I'm going to say $75.
No. I'm going to tell you the price. It's over. It's over, and it's $110.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I figured professional.
That's
He's
it.
won 2
Yeah,
rings.
yes.
Like, you got to, if you're going to do it, put out a little $110.
Yes. All right.
Sorry for being
go
one
ahead,
no,
Quinn.
guys.
All right. So Geeter got the first point.
Shot
All right.
Geeter.
All right.
Feels great.
The second former Laker on Cameo, Mark Mad Dog Matson.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What's the number?
His over under is $150. Trudell, what do you think? Over under $150 for.
Love Mad Dog, head coach. I'm gonna go under.
Okay, DeAndre.
I'm going under as well.
Oh, Geeter.
I'm going to go over because I assume he's been asked to dance many times. And if you're going to do it, Mad Dog, he wants to make a little cash on the side.
Well, Geeter again gets
What?
the point. Yes.
All right,
Mad Dog Mark Maxson is $275.
You think he's going to dance for less than $150?
Now I'm getting pissed
What
off.
is his middle name Destiny?
Why?
Well,
Yeah, what is the guy working at?
I'm pissed off because
Bare
I'm
Elegance?
competitive, and so is Geeter, and Geeter's up 2-0, and it's going to be a tough fight out of the hole.
Well-
and we're both going to be mad if we lose, and looks like I'm not in good shape, so I'm not happy about it. So what's the next one?
Swaggy P, Nick Young.
Bro, yes.
One of my
Over,
favorite people
under $200, DeAndre.
Oh, Nick Young, over for sure.
Trudell.
I mean, again, one of my favorites ever. I love him, but he's rich. I don't know that he needs it. I think he just likes to connect with people. I'm going to go under.
Schwagel, I'm going to go over.
Over, and you will never guess how much this is.
Are you going to do an under?
Yes. I'm
Well,
eventually
what are you coming out with 3 overs for?
I'm absolutely smashing you
I
right
just
now.
am playing deductive. I'm just assuming at some point you're going to go under.
He's got his cameo for a cameo from Nick Young. It's $1,100.
Should be. Nick Young's the best.
I mean,
Literally one of my favorite people
Come on,
I've
man.
ever
Come
covered.
on, man.
All right,
Love Nick
all right.
Young. He should charge more. I just figured Funchy wouldn't come out and do
Well,
only overs.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to do over, and then an under. So we'll see what's going on here. We'll see what the pattern is. All right, Michael Cooper, Hall of Famer, last guy to get his number retired. Right? Over under $250. Geeter.
God, Coop is an absolute legend.
Just answer the question.
Under.
DeAndre.
You're just pissed at me now.
I'm going to follow Geeter, so I'm going to go under.
Trudeau.
I mean, at this point, I may as well just think that Funchy's going to go over on everybody. Over.
Under. $219 for Michael Cooper.
Dude, you are absolutely miserable. And you're out of the game. But
This
you
is the
keep
worst.
playing.
This is the worst game
No, it isn't,
I've
man.
ever.
I got 5 more left. If you just run the
Dude,
table
run the
here,
table.
yeah, you run the table here, you might win.
So
I'll
it's
handle
Geeter
losing
4,
well.
and then I have 2, and then
All
Trudeau
right.
is 0.
All right. Former Laker Mo Bamba was a song named after him. Not a lot of people know that.
Check West.
Over under $100. Trudeau.
I hate this game so much. I'm going to go.
Mo Bamba, bro.
I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go over on this. He's about 150, I would assume. Couple
DeAndre.
rings in NBA.
DeAndre.
I'm following Geeter and going over as well.
All right. Well, it's over. And you'll never guess his price. It's $659 for a cameo from Mo Bamba.
$600.
I
know. I know you're struggling.
Not feeling great. I also don't know why you're so familiar with cameo.
By the way, I've
values.
never been on it.
No, not once.
I don't believe
But I'm
you.
going to give you. I'm going to give you my strategy so far later.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Next
crushing
guy.
this
Next
game.
next guy. Former Detroit Piston, former Laker, former Chicago Bull, John Sally, also the star of the Bad Boys series. Over under $200 for John Sally. We'll start with Geeter.
Over.
DeAndre.
And I'm going to go under on this one.
Trudell.
I mean, I'm switching up my strategy now from what I was
Sally.
doing before. When I was just trying to play Funchy and thinking there's no possible way that he would do 6 overs and 1 under, which is what he's done so far. Usually try to balance it. But Sally's like, he had like a talk show and stuff. So yeah, I bet he's over. Like a lot
Under.
over.
He's under.
Hey,
What?
let's
Yeah,
go.
he
That
got-
actually
yeah.
surprises me.
Yeah, $110.
It went against
for
my
John Sally.
theory. It went against my theory. You're back in it.
I'm sorry, I'm
So
one
I
behind
switched
you
my
now.
theory at the wrong time.
All right.
Yep.
All right, next up, we got 3 more. The Rock, Mitch Richmond. I believe he won a title with the
Ooh,
Lakers,
yeah,
the
he
first
did.
repeat, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Over under $300 for The Rock, Mitch Richmond, DeAndre.
I don't think Mitch beyond cameo like that. You know, I think it'll just yeah, I'm just going under. Just make this
All right, Geeter.
I'm going to go under also.
Okay, Trudell.
Over.
Trudell gets a point.
Yes.
Hey,
Mitch Richmond is over $300.
I was thinking the same thing you. Like, he's like $299 or $250.
exactly.
What's going on here? What's going on here?
What do you mean? I got one right. I got one right. It's
All
time
right,
to celebrate.
You wanna- by the way, give a little speech. I mean, this is what it feels like after all the adversity.
I've never performed this badly in anything.
Game of games? You
Yeah.
haven't done that?
Never done this. I think I've 1 for 7. I've never done this poorly, and I feel horrible about it.
Okay, well,
and I'm
I got
embarrassed.
I got a couple more if you guys want.
Yeah,
Two more.
keep
Two
going,
more.
keep
We got to
going.
go through it
Okay,
now. We
okay,
got 2
okay.
more.
Keep going.
All right, Smush Parker. Smush Parker, former Laker favorite.
The ref isn't he a ref right now? I think Smush Parker
Okay,
referees.
There we
Smush
at.
Parker over under $150. Trudeau.
Smush needs over more than that. I'm going over.
Geeter.
I'm going over.
DeAndre.
I'm going over as well.
You guys are all wrong. It's under.
I thought Smush would be like, I need, like people are going to come at me and want me to like, and I'm
Yeah.
going to make a few $100 each time. I'm impressed. Good job, Smush.
110 for Smush Parker cameo. Last one.
Horrible.
Give us James Worthy or Robert Horry.
I'm just terrible on this.
Last one. I'm going to give you another obscure Laker. He only played 17 games for the Lakers, I believe, in this one season.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas. Not the Isaiah Thomas from Detroit, obviously.
Oh,
but
I know who
Isaiah-
you're talking about.
You know.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas over and under $100. I'll start with Geeter.
I'm going over, and I will be absolutely shocked if it's under.
Okay, DeAndre.
Yeah. I'm going under only because I'm one behind
Yeah, you have to.
Okay. And Trudeau.
I'm going over, but I mean, I don't know anything.
You don't care anymore?
Okay. Well, it's over.
No, I care.
It's over.
Okay.
Over 119.
Hey, great game. Hey, DeAndre, you battled, man.
I
It was
battled, man.
the heck of a battle. We were really into
Do you guys want to do my tiebreaker?
what was going on. Yeah, let's do the tiebreaker.
wanna
for
do the
Trudeau. He
tiebreaker?
loves
Okay,
this
this
game.
is-
He's having
this-
the best time I've ever seen him out here.
I love him, man. I can't wait to come up with another game for him, too. Without going over, how much is Carlos Boozer's cameo going to cost you? You just guessed the price.
I'm going 250.
Geeter.
I'm going $750.
Trudeau.
Hold that at
You got to think Carlos
500.
Boozer. Carlos
500.
Boozer,
Ooh, I like
former
500
Laker,
actually.
reality star.
500.
Geeter's the winner.
Yeah, of course I am.
He's charging $1,100 for his cameo.
Let me play a draw for you.
Listen, I wake up and I piss X.
Let me play a draw for you.
Pay that man his money.
I mean, that was a dominant performance. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm actually mad about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't
get
want
it.
to talk during the break.
Nope.
And we're just going to go to break, and then we're going to take a couple calls coming back.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's a
horrible.
miserable experience
It's
for you.
Lakers talk. Geeter crushed me, and I hate it. I hate life. ESPN LA.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
I thought Shakira was amazing.
Yes.
And do you guys know who's performing with Shakira? Did you guys happen to see Burna Boy?
Yeah, who was that?
That's my boy Burna Boy. Burna Boy.
Who that was?
Oh, dude, that's Burna Boy. You don't know who Burna Boy
I
is?
do not know who Burna
Come
Boy
on,
is.
man. That's
Who told you
Burna
about
Boy.
Burna?
I had
Did you
to
look it up first, or did
I
you actually
Googled it.
know?
No, I
Okay,
Googled
thank
it.
you.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
The bikini debuted in July of 1948. Coincidentally, that's the last time I felt ready to wear one. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Appetite for Destruction plays the music of Guns N' Roses. Poolside playback, August 13th.
Number 2.
Summertime is pool time. Rent a casita with a private pool.
And the number 1 reason.
Don't pay high prices for gas. Morongo's Travel Center prices are the lowest priced gas around.
Morongo, good times.
From blockbuster trades and coaching moves to buzzer beaters and breaking headlines,
ESPN Los Angeles is your home for the stories that move the sports world. ESPN LA Breaking News is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Pull up, drive in, and let Valvoline's expert technicians keep your vehicle performing at its peak, so you're always ready for the next big play.
Visit SoCalOilChange.com for game-winning coupons and to find a Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you.
Keeping Southern California moving and powering ESPN LA Breaking News.
Football season is back, and ESPN LA and Waba Grill have your chance to win. Tune in to the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show the week of August 3rd for the Waba Grill Trivia Question of the Day. Be caller number 7 with the correct answer, and you'll score a $50 Waba Grill gift card. Every daily winner is automatically entered into Friday's random drawing for an unforgettable VIP game day experience. Listen all week on ESPN LA. Waba Grill, an LA original.
This is Lakers Talk with Mike Trudell on your home of Lakers basketball, ESPN LA, 710 AM on the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, buddy.
Just got absolutely crushed in Funch's game. By
And
Peter.
then when you got one right, the
And
music
DeAndre.
played was just so good. And that's when I knew you weren't going to recover for a while.
Well, I played the music for myself.
Did
to
ya?
to try and make myself feel better.
Yeah.
It didn't. I
just so like the people who listen to our show and care about it, like we're very competitive guys. Yeah. And everything in life. It could be fantasy football, it could be walking down the street, like
in the cameo game that we just
a
played.
cameo game that means nothing.
No, it does
I've never
mean
even
something.
been on
You-
cameo. Yeah.
It does
I
mean
mean,
something,
yeah,
and you
wanna
crushed
know.
and you crushed
Yeah,
me, and you
smashed
deserve
it.
to celebrate it.
Yep.
And I'm proud of you in a way, but I'm also very upset. And really, I'm just trying to figure out why Funchy ordered the questions in the way that he did, and how you were able to cling on to it, Geeter, and find the light at the end of the tunnel. And I was unable. All I saw was darkness.
Well, here's what
all
happened.
I saw was darkness.
I was trying to like think about like the Mark Madsen one. I'm like, people are going to ask him to dance, right? And that's why I thought Smush Parker would be like, oh, he wants to make some money. So if he's going to do that, he's going to make a little more money. I knew Holdat was going to be for a G. I made a G today, but I did it in a sleazy way. But I knew that listen. But what happened to you, Mike, was at 0 for 4. You just started taking out your anger on Funches because you didn't like that there was 4 overs in a row.
That's
when
right.
D and I,
Actually, 3
we focused.
overs in a row.
We did focus.
Yeah,
we locked in.
we locked in. D,
And no, you're right. And I hope that Funchy, I hope that he didn't feel that I was mad at him personally. I was more mad that I wasn't able to figure out the brilliant structure of his game. Right.
Yeah.
So I hope that Funches knows that I'm not mad at you, Funchy.
I know you're not mad at me.
I'm mad at myself.
Can we play this again? Some other
I'm mad at
day?
myself. 100%.
Okay, great.
Next
Awesome.
time I'm back. In fact, I might call in to try to redeem myself from vacation on next week's show.
Okay, man.
If you're going to play a game.
By the way, you're going to be like,
I might call in. I'm going to be on a cruise ship somewhere, and
you imagine you calling in.
I might call in and play a game. And if I get
We'll give you a Comrex.
Here's the problem: if I get crushed again, it might ruin the trip.
Yeah, and you know what?
For me,
Annie and the kids are going to have to deal with that.
Maybe you know what? Actually,
You know what I'm saying there,
my
kid?
sons would probably do better than I did on Funchy's next game. Okay, let's grab Rob in Anaheim. Rob, what's happening? Thanks for calling. Hopefully, this call is better than the performance that I just put on.
What's up,
in
Rob?
the game?
Well, thank you for taking my call. First-time caller, long-time Laker fan, season ticket holder since 1979. the first year I bought my tickets, they were $22.50 a piece.
Oh, wow.
And that was for the lower bowl. So at the Forum, it was like row 5 on the aisle. So
nice.
Anyway, I just wanted I originally tried to call the other day to talk about LeBron, but I figured he'd get his there's enough talk about him and he'll get his. And I don't mean that in the right way. I mean, well, let me just reason why I called is that I think Malik I'm nervous.
You want to get to Kuminga?
I'm going to be
You're good, Rob.
I'm going to be 79 years old.
No,
Rob,
but anyway,
Rob, you're doing awesome.
You're good, Rob. Were you going to ask about Kuminga, Rob?
Well, Jonathan Kuminga, I think will be the next Malik Monk. Matter of fact, I think he's better than Malik Monk. And we should hang in there. And I really think if he's the missing piece, and we are like 15 deep right now, and I love JJ the way he coaches, and I've been around for a while, so I've seen them all, and I've been there in the good times and the bad times. I hung in there with them, and I just want to say, let's just hang in there, and I really think that he could be, he will be better. Like my words, Rob from Anaheim said this, that Jonathan Kuminga will be better than Malik Monk.
All right, Rob, appreciate the call.
I just want to tell you, I appreciate.
Hey,
yeah,
thanks, Rob.
you're
We
welcome.
appreciate
Thank
you calling, man.
Thanks,
Season
man.
ticket holder.
Yeah.
79 years
Man,
old.
You've seen it all, truly. All right,
Love
very
that,
much
man.
Hey, Rob,
appreciate
tickets
that.
for
from Rob.
$22 back in the day. Damn.
All right. Yeah, dude, not bad, right? Okay.
Last call.
So this, Peter, we got like 30 seconds,
This
but
is
I
it,
want to get
Peter?
you in. So get your
We had
take
to
off,
get
buddy.
Peter in.
Go ahead, Peter.
This is all I got. JJ has to get the young guys to play. If that means take some losses, then so be it. We can't be better in 2 years if these guys ain't getting playing time.
All right, Peter, thank you for the call.
I mean, listen, he wants Cameron Carr playing Adu. I mean, so
So
do
do
I.
you.
I don't know if they will, but at some point, the way this season goes, Mike, and rotations and injuries and all that, I hope these guys get their opportunity.
Look, I think that
It'd be great if they were minutes guys.
Duthero, Cameron Carr, I think, have more than enough talent to be able to be on the floor for just a shift a half to start. Right? I don't think they can come in and are going to really screw up the rotation and going to screw up on the court and not like. I think that I do agree with the caller, and I think that they can come in and give the Lakers a boost. And if for some reason it's just continuing to not go well, Geeter, and not go well in the way that the game didn't go for me last segment, if that's happening, then maybe you shift a little bit from there. But I like the call, and I mostly agree with that for me.
You know what I want to say before the show ends? Strong calls tonight.
Yeah, great
Funchie's
calls.
great game, one of the best we've ever played. DeAndre, what a performance.
But the best we've ever
by
played.
the way, the YouTube chat, absolutely on fire. A
Okay.
lot of fun in there. And Mike, you're going on vacation. You are our leader. I know you're taking this hard, but you're a winner in life.
It wasn't
okay?
tonight.
Just
It wasn't
hey,
tonight. You were, buddy.
Hey, buddy, you're going to wake up tomorrow. We're going to get back after.
Well, I'd rather
Call
lose
me,
to
we'll play a
you
game.
than somebody I don't like. At least. All right.
By the way, I'll be
Geeter.
here at 6 in the morning tomorrow, getting ready for Cappy.
Oh, check it out. Morning show
Probably
tomorrow.
crossing the
Cappy,
line. Probably
Geeter,
crossing the line a couple
Morales, Bergman, Lindsay. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on Lakers Talk. We will see you next time. ESPN.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
Yeah, my daughter yesterday, she came home and she brought in like this giant challah, and then she made challah French
bread.
toast.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Challah French toast.